Hello, I'm Matt Majurko with Carroll County Public Safety, here today to bring you and your family an important message about fireplace, stove, and chimney fire safety as we enter the toughest part of Carroll County's winter. With me today is Tom Brothers from Brothers Hearth and Home. Tom is a lifelong member of Reese Fire Department, where he has over 30 years experience in firefighting and rescue, and he is also a lieutenant at Anne Arundel County Fire Department. So, Tom, what are the major types of fireplaces and stoves available to the consumer?
Well, you have, for the most part, 3 different categories. Let's call them categories today: gas, pellet, and wood.
And what's a pellet?
A pellet stove is basically a man-made product that is basically sawdust that's been compressed and burns just like wood would.
And with a gas stove, it's very clean burning, but I understand most people in Carroll County prefer a wood-based fire or stove. Is that correct?
Well, the gas stoves are very nice, and gas fireplaces or gas inserts, whatever family you need as far as the gas family. But for Carroll County folks, most folks are burning wood. People are trying to offset the cost of their gas and electric bill and also their oil bill, so they're opting to go with the wood because that's going to be your highest amount of heat output.
What kind of hazards does a wood-burning fireplace or stove present?
If it's maintained properly, none. But if they don't maintain it, then that's when you're asking for a possible chimney fire that could extend into your home.
What causes that fire to back up?
Well, if you're burning the green or wet wood, it's going to build creosote in your chimney, and that is extremely flammable, and that is the creation of your chimney fires. Creosote basically is the unburned material that is not venting, let's call it, up into the chimney properly. It can clog the chimney so that the smoke and everything's not going up, and then it starts backing up into the home.
Is there anything they can do on their own, or should they call a professional?
It should be professionally looked at, in my opinion, once a year, where we get out there and give it a clean bill of health. And I shouldn't say just me. I mean, there's many chimney companies and out there that do offer the service.
What exactly goes on when a chimney professional comes out? What do you look for? What do you inspect?
We're inspecting the chimney for safety. We do a 21-point written fire safety inspection, checking the chimney top to bottom, checking to make sure there's no cracks in the flue, to make sure there isn't a creosote buildup, and cleaning it out top to bottom, checking the stove, and get that fire safety inspection, and that's all good.
If you do have a fire in your home, the best thing to do is to get out of the house first before you do anything else. The best way to do this is to pre-plan by having 2 ways out of every room in the house before an emergency occurs. So we tell you to make your escape plan and know which 2 ways you would get out of the house if you do have an emergency. It is a good idea to have the entire family participate in regular drills so that if the emergency does occur, it is almost second nature to them, so they can get out of the house a lot faster. Once you're outside of the house, we recommend that you have a family meeting place that will allow the family to account for everyone in the family to make sure they are out of the house. And then we ask that you go to a neighbor's house or use a cell phone to call 911 and report the fire.
Tom, I've heard some people say that there are certain logs and special products on the market that can burn creosote out of the chimney and the flue. How effective are they?
Not to. Those creosote logs, for the most part, is what you're referring to, that you see the commercials on TV. They are worth their weight in gold. They do help, but the creosote is falling. It's not always going up and out of the chimney. So if the creosote falls and lands, it's still flammable and still can be an issue for the homeowner. A lot of times, you'll find spikes in the amount of fires that do occur. That's because somebody has got their chimney cleaned in September, they've burned 2-3 cords of wood, and it's getting towards the end of the season. They're banking their fires down, cutting it off because it's not as cold as it was in January, February, and that creosote has built up some. A spark goes up and hits that creosote, and you're gonna have a chimney fire. It doesn't hurt to have it cleaned in the middle of the season either, Matt. You can do it, once in September, once in January, to make sure you make it through, and then you can have it cleaned in the summertime to prepare for the next season.
When you're done with your fire, how should you dispose of the ash and the embers?
Good question. A lot of people will go ahead and think that their ashes are cold, and they'll scoop them into a plastic bucket and set them on their deck. Big mistake. Obviously you want to put that ash, regardless. Ash can hold heat for up to 4 days. I've seen it happen many times. 2 days they think it's good enough, they put it on their deck and catch the back of their house on fire. You want to put it in a metal container and store it away from your home. Not up against it, not sticking it outside on the deck because it's cold and you don't want to walk. Take the few extra seconds and walk that material, ashes, away to make sure.
Any final words of advice for those who own a wood stove or a pellet stove in the county?
I guess I could say, be smart. If you have to say, okay, I need my chimney cleaned, or I'll wait. Don't wait, get that chimney cleaned. It's imperative. It's your home that you're referring to. You don't want that chimney fire to break through and then create a house fire. Go ahead, take the extra time, call somebody if you can't do it yourself, and have that chimney looked at.
Sounds to me like prevention is the best medicine here.
Absolutely, without question.